So good for your life, pine needles.
Hello, happy quilters. Another Wednesday here at Pine Needles Quilt and Sew in Rochester, Minnesota. My name's Marcia and this is Joy, and we are here just about every Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock to kick off the second half of the week with you. We got some fun things to talk about today.
We sure
little
do.
bit of an abbreviated version.
Ha! We'll see.
Maybe, depending on what we digress off to this way or that way sometimes.
Right.
But it's always fun to visit with you here every week.
It is.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes, go ahead.
if you would like, comment, and share, we give away 2 certificates every week. We have located our magic certificate. It's a $10 certificate to be used in the store. You could also use it online. And we draw those at the last minute on Friday evening before we publish the winners on Saturday in our newsletter. So if you're watching this after we've recorded live, feel free to continue to add comments. And then, Marcia,
Absolutely.
we love to share all the fun things with you. And if you're interested in anything we're sharing today, it is on our website at pnqs.net, and it's underneath the Wednesday Live tab. So you can sit back, relax, laugh, and shop when you're done.
And those things will be there until next Wednesday
Right?
when we put some new things on there. So you've got plenty of time to check things out. I do want to apologize for last week. We had a little snafu with the Halloween fabrics. So our kit making person didn't realize that we talked about them on the Wednesday Live, and then some of you came in to get some of the fabrics and they were not in the store. I am so very sorry about that lack of communication. We do have all the fabrics in the store now, and our kits are done and ready to go too. So I know there was a couple people that were kind of upset because they weren't here, and rightfully so, but it was just a lack of communications, and by Saturday at noon we had all the fabrics back in the store. So
And we're so glad you did rush in to check out all the fun things we're
Absolutely.
sharing.
So today's fabric too, we're making kits out of that too, and I said, do not take any of these fabrics until or keep them here in the store anyways.
Right?
So it was Memorial Day,
Yes, it was.
and we all had a nice extra day off.
And it was gorgeous weather.
It was,
Yes.
for once. I remember we had a friend that always went to Forestville State Park and did horse things. And just about every Memorial Day weekend, it was wet and cold.
Oh, I remember all the wet and cold ones.
Wet and cold all the time. Kind of like when you go to Le Sueur.
Yeah, it's always wet and cold.
But you
in
didn't
April.
go this year, did you?
I did not, so it was gorgeous. So it must be, the weather must follow me, because it's rained and galoshes and cold and snow.
Muck boots.
And this year it was perfect, and because we couldn't go.
There you go. Anyways, it was a beautiful, beautiful weekend. But Tom and I got to, we had a granddaughter graduate, which was very, very fun, and her party's going to be this Sunday. But we were able to get up to the cabin for a couple of days, which was really fun. And of course, tons of people coming in to be on the lake and side by sides. And so I thought only appropriate today that we'd have some lake jokes.
Okay, I'm
Because we're
ready
heading
to
into
dive in.
Oh, there we go. We're heading into June, and that is, of course, the beginning of vacation months too. So,
It is.
yep. So, why don't lakes ever get lost?
Why don't lakes ever get lost, Marcia?
Because they always follow the current.
Wow.
Okay. Did you hear? Did you hear about the lake that became a stand-up comedian?
I didn't hear about the lake that became a stand-up comedian.
Yep, it always made a splash.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, those are
pretty bad.
those are pretty bad.
Wow.
But funny, they make you smile, don't they? You're
They do
smiling
make you
because
smile,
they're
for
so
sure.
bad.
Yep.
And just one last one.
Okay.
What do you call a lazy lake?
What do you call lazy lake?
A slow stream.
Oh,
That was the worst of all.
it was.
All right.
So, the lake, when I was a kid, my family would go to Mille Lacs for Memorial Weekend, and it was always cold and miserable. Sweatshirts, often rainy, except on Monday when it was time to go home. And then I'd be all clean, and I'd finally get out to the lake, and I'd get out on those rocks because, there's some rocks there. And, of course, I always fell in. And so then my nice clean clothes I was all cold and wet, and it was
Smelled
never a
like
good
a
thing.
lake.
I smelled like a lake. My shoes were wet, and I had to go home in the clothes that I
You put
had.
on that morning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I never learned either.
Vacations on the lake are a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun. Okay, we have
But
some new
that's
fabric.
always like that. I can remember going, my mother came from a family, they had eight kids. And each of those families had at least 4 kids.
Right,
So when we got together, and some of them had 8 kids.
right.
So when we got together, it was so much cousins, and it was so much fun, and it felt like, we didn't see each other. We didn't all go to the same schools or anything. So we get to see each other, and then you kind of have to warm up to them just about every time. And then once you got to be really good friends, and you were just in your heyday, having so much fun.
You're probably getting into trouble.
We're going home now. It's time to go. It
Right.
always was like that.
Absolutely.
I just still can remember that. It's like, just be having the best time. And they made us go home.
Cousins
well.
are great, aren't they?
It is, absolutely. All right, so let's take a look at fabric. Okay, it's whatever. Last week we had Halloween. This week, my goodness, we have Christmas,
I know.
holiday, winter. It's okay, though. This is called Love and Cheer, and it is by Amaryllis Henderson, who is our own local designer here in Rochester, Minnesota. And she... this is her fabric. So this is like her third line, isn't it?
It is. It's
She's
her
actually
Christmas.
a watercolor artist. So these are kind of reminiscent of that. Now we used this for some other things, so they're not all in color order, but look at this. Black with the holly and the berries. I love it. Look at this pretty bird. Cardinals on this one.
There's some really fun colors in there.
But her watercolor type painting that she does kind of comes through on some of these. These are beautiful. These look like, what are those? Christmas
Flowers.
They look like Christmas peonies.
Well, yes. Well, there's such thing as Christmas roses.
Yep. So this is birds, fun birds. And here again is one of her main prints.
Mistletoe.
So it's a little bit less traditional in color. And look at here, we've got pink with the birds.
I have to tell you, though, this one right here, everybody, don't put this one down. Everyone here has been, like, hankering after that peppermint ice cream with the cinnamon hots in it because it looks like that yummy Christmas.
I have
Christmas
a story.
candies.
After I get done with this,
That
remind
one
me to
right
tell the
story.
story about the
Okay.
peppermint ice cream. Okay.
Peppermint ice cream.
Because
okay,
it's
got it.
kind of an embarrassing story, but I'm willing to
Oh,
share
dear.
with everyone. So look at these fun birds. That's a cardinal.
It is a cardinal. Yep.
Winged out. So pretty. Okay, I can't be so picky. And here is another with the birds. Is it the birds? No, it's
It's the
just
flowers, and the hollies. And look at that. This little nice
little
soft
bit
take
different.
on buffalo
Yeah, a
plaid.
little bit different. And more of these birds, which is really pretty. Light background. Prints. Look at that little guy in there.
I know.
Light. There is that pretty holly again. And
Look at
some
those rich greens.
greens. All shades of green. These are a little bit more traditional. Holiday colors.
And then we're going to have to go high and flop this one
Now,
out.
this one we're actually making a kit with. I think it's got some half square triangles or something
I've got the pattern here
on the
that
outside.
I can show after
oh yeah,
we,
okay,
after
it's
we,
really pretty. But
after
that
we-
is her panel this time. Really, really lovely.
Such pretty colors. So can I show the pattern and then you can tell
You
about the
can.
peppermint ice cream?
Yes.
So Is this the one we're making the kit though?
Yeah, that's the one we're making of the
All
kit.
right, so no half square triangles. Y'all will be glad to know it's
it's
squares. But it's just a really pretty framing of the panel in between, and we should have that soon. The pattern is called All Is Calm. And then our pre-cuts.
We've got some quilts underneath here, too, that we're going to talk about a little bit later. So that is made out of this line, too. So we have, of course, everything on the bolts, the fat quarter packs.
I have a jelly roll.
We have the layer cake. The charm packs are put aside. I'm not telling you that we have them yet. They're put aside for, actually, that kit uses charm packs, and I think we'll have some left over, but I'm not really sure. But I'm not gonna release those for sale until we do. But we do have the mini charms.
Right. Now, Marcia, tell us about your ice cream story.
Oh yeah, so the peppermint ice cream story. The kids were at school, so school age. But you remember the Schwann's man?
Yeah.
Back in the day when he came to your house every week, and we would get usually ice cream. Mm-hmm. And when I was feeding the big farmers, I got that big, do you remember that big tin of ice cream? It was like
a lot of
3 gallons or whatever. But anyways, the special was this Christmas peppermint ice cream. And I thought, oh my, that sounds really, really good. So I got the regular ice cream, whatever we got, and then I got a half gallon of that. And I thought, oh, good. So, of course, Tom was out working. I was in the house, and I'm going to have a bowl of this peppermint ice cream. It was delicious. It was the best ice cream I ever had. So I had the one bowl, and then I was working hard. I was probably doing laundry and things that I had to do in the house, or, whatever I had to do, because I did calf chores and stuff too. But then I thought, it was calling my name from the freezer. I think I need another bowl of that ice cream. So I served myself up a great big bowl for the second time. And the half gallon was half gone.
Oh, goodness.
It really was. And I'm like, oh man, now what am I going to do? They're going to come home from school. Tom's going to come in and, well, let's have some new ice cream for dessert tonight. And it's like, well, you all can have a small bowl, whatever. So then, you know what I did?
No.
I hid it.
You hid it.
I did. I hid it. And then I can't remember. It didn't take me very much longer to eat the rest of it. I ate the whole half gallon.
Well, good for you.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That was a crazy story, but oh my gosh, that was so
Schwann's
good.
does have good ice cream.
It did. And then I didn't dare order any more that year.
Probably not.
And in the next year, they had a different kind. It wasn't that exactly one. It was like cream de mint or something like that, and that was not near as good. It wasn't
all the same.
It wasn't worth, going to all that fuss.
Oh. Should we talk about the quilt behind us, then we can go on to the next thing on your list?
The featured quilt back here is by
Doug Lico.
Yes, and it's in his, this is a single pattern, but it is like a block of the month. It's flyover. Beautiful spiral bound book. And this is the quilt then behind us, and we have the exact kit. This is actually his quilt. Our kit includes, look at how much fabric's in there.
There's so much.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, we're offering this at a discount today.
What?
Yep, we are. I think it's a 25% off. So
Alrighty.
even if you did not make this quilt, you would still have this pattern. And look at how much fabric you would have at
10
a discount.
pounds at least.
I know, it's huge. This beautiful background fabric is gorgeous.
Yes.
But the fabrics are really pretty too. It's made out of
Denim and Daisies
from Moda. So that's the
remembered.
featured. And so then
So we had to talk about that because we put the other ones behind it.
So this is made with the Love and Sheer collection. These patterns will be coming. I think we have one of them, but like this is Kate Byerly, Due North Patterns from right here in Rochester as well, has made up these quilts out of the Amaryllis Love and Sheer fabric. I forget what this one's called, but we will be having these hanging in the store. I'll get the patterns for this one. I'm not going to say, I think I know what it is, but I'm not really sure. But isn't this gorgeous?
It's very beautiful. And what I love about it are the flying geese. I love the trees around the outer edge. And Look at how pretty these stars are and how rich this fabric is right in the middle. And oh my goodness, that's a gorgeous
Beautiful
big
backing
background.
that she chose to, and I like the hearts in the middle too. So we'll be
So
getting this
that's-
pattern. Just watch our website for that.
So that's quilt 1, and then
Quilt 2 is this lovely quilt.
wreaths.
And we do have, it's called Tinsel Wreath. This is also made with amaryllis fabric. I think, is it fat quarter friendly, I believe? And some
well,
satin?
yes. So it's got fat 1/8 or 10-inch squares.
Oh, or 10-inch squares. Yay. Right
Or
there.
yardage. So you can
yardage.
do whatever you want. But here is the
Tinsel
pattern.
Wreath. So that is another one by Kate, Due North Patterns here in Rochester. Pretty cool.
Right. So that is the Love and Cheer.
Love and cheer. So a little Christmas never hurt.
Right. And it's not too early to start gift sewing. So I have a couple of things in front of us here.
Well, sometimes when you if you want to make something like a table, a tree skirt, sometimes it takes a little while to get that done before
It
you put your
does.
tree up. Too.
I was thinking of something a little smaller. So we have this panel in our store, and we'll feature a different one next week.
And it's a
but-
little heavier fabric. These are Lori Holt things, so it's not really canvasy, but it's heavier than cotton, and it is 100% cotton still. But you see this, how it comes? Then I'm going to have Susie come down here, and we're going to look, because you can make every single one of these out of that panel. You need a zipper pack as well.
Right.
And see
we
they're
have
double
more
zippers.
coming,
Yes.
and the zipper colors are indicated on the
So
on the
yes,
panel.
and so double zips.
Now the lining inside we added, and the batting we added, because the pattern is just for the outer, but it has those cute little tags.
Yep, all these
on
little
the pattern.
hanging tags. So here's another one. So on and so forth. Aren't they cute? Did I show the back of this one? Look at
did
that.
not.
Remember those old-fashioned patterns?
Yes, I still have some in my closet.
I do not.
Good for you.
But look
these
at
are
these tomato,
great
the
project
tomato
bags.
pin cushions. Yep, with the fun little thing. Lois had fun making these. And so the pack of 8 zippers, which will be coming, matches these
They do,
colors
yep.
that they use here too as well. And look at this one. You didn't even have to do all this
hexes.
paper hand. What are these called? Hexagons?
Hexagons, yes.
And then Happiness is a full bobbin. This one
And
is
here,
so
I'm going to
cute.
slide this over on top here, because do you see here? Here's this fabric, and it shows the picture of the zipper, and it says Cayenne, and that's the color zipper we use. So each of these panels has a suggested zipper, and that suggested zipper is in the package, and that
And
package
then
will make
all the
of
directions are here as well. Instructions for the zippy bags.
these. Yes. All right. So
How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags.
So there's actually 8,
Is there?
Marcia,
We're missing one?
but we couldn't find the one. I don't know where it went. I looked high and low. It's in the store somewhere. I just didn't find it. But there's another small. There are 4 large bags and
4 big and 4 little.
Yep. So you could make all for yourself, or you can make
Those,
for others.
This is, I don't know how long we've had this one, but these, we've had different ones by Lori Holt. Very popular. Very, very fun to
This
make.
one's actually our second order, and then the other one we're going to show next week is her newest one. But
Yep.
we just got it back in again because they're so popular. They go so fast. So if you've missed out, you want to not miss
And,
out
and
again.
the zippers with the double slides like that, you know, I think we order enough zippers for our panels, but people like to just buy the zippers too. So
And if you stop in to
That's
buy
neat.
the panel and we're out of the zipper, go ahead and pre-order that zipper pack, and we'll give you a call when it comes in, and then you'll have it when you're ready to get going.
absolutely. So we have a couple of notions today that you're going to show.
Okay, so things
Markers.
always, I know everything needs marking. So I picked 2 of my favorite. First of all, I think everybody needs a basic white triangle chalk because it's so helpful in embroidery, garment sewing, and other things to just have a white chalk to mark your dimensions. I do a lot of biani bags. I like to have something to mark that comes off easily. White pretty much comes off of everything. The other colors you have
dusting
to
them
be
up, yeah.
you have to be a little cautious about because of the dyes in them. But this is one of my favorite chalks. And then April, one of our long arm specialists, put me onto this amazing set. It's made by Dritz, and it has a clicker chalk dispenser. It has a sharpener, and then it comes with a bunch of white chalk, but also the color chalk, because there are going to be times when white does not show up and you need a color. Just be aware when you use a color that if you mark it on something, test it to make sure it's going to dust off nicely for you. But I love this little chalk cartridge set. I love that the chalk leads, they're not leads, what would you call them? Chalk vines fit in this plastic container to keep them safe. And you can just push on the end and take out the one color chalk and put in a new color as you need it. But I love this marking set.
I have one more notion that didn't make it.
Didn't make the list.
So this is actually our second order of these. This is cool. This is really neat. So a beautiful wooden box with our logo on the front. And it has these little opening
Because that makes it look extra, feel extra special.
So let's go down here and open it up. Isn't that pretty?
They are pretty.
We have a black velvet, like, it's not real black velvet, like box lining, but these are made by Famori. These are very fine, wonderful scissors. And you've got the curved. I think this is my one that's about my favorite one for embroidery.
Yeah, because you can snip down in the hoop so
Yep.
nicely.
And this one is got this little,
It's slightly curved as well, but you can snip even finer, so
Yep.
you can.
you can see those tips that it's got this extra little pointed. So for getting in, like, if you have to
Tight
pick
spots
something
is-
out,
Yes.
those would be good too.
Or if you're a knitter and you need to snip that little yarn to put in your afterthought heel, that would be fantastic.
Just a nice little snips. Gosh, it's just like butter. Very nice. And then, of course, the applique scissors, which is always good to
Yes.
have. And I love this too. Is the tweezers. The
And they're
Famori
in nice
tweezers.
and tight in those boxes
They
so
really
they
are.
don't fall out.
So this is actually for those of you that have Bernina sewing machines, and if they come with a tweezers, Famori is actually the company that makes the tweezers
No
for
way.
Bernina. Yep, absolutely. So this is a great scissor set. I wish we had hoped to have them in for Mother's Day, but they didn't come in time. But this is a great gift to yourself.
It is.
So
And your family members should know that they're off limits because they're in this gorgeous box.
there you go.
However, mine have made it into all of my favorite tools, and I almost never get them back in the box because they're always in use.
Well, and that box is kind of fun to take to a retreat or something too. You've
Yes.
got everything you need there except a big scissors. So
Right.
that was a lot of fun. Okay, well, I think it's time for the trivia question.
Okay.
So, the question is, what majestic figure is often appliqued to Civil War era Union quilts? What majestic figure is often appliqued to Civil War era Union quilts?
Wow. So this isn't on your list, but we were going to feature a machine.
Oh,
but
shoot,
since we didn't
forgot
bring
last week too.
Since we didn't bring in the machine, what I did want to tell you is because we haven't talked about it yet. Pine Needles is going to be at the Minnesota Quilt Show in St. Cloud in June. And if you've not attended the Minnesota Quilt Show, you really ought to take some time for yourself, bring some friends, and go because there's inspiration. The quilts that are created by the people throughout the state are quite amazing. There are, of course, vendor booths, and we are representing Bernina Long Arms at the Minnesota Quilt
And
Show.
Laura Star.
And Laura Star. And we will be there. I will be there to say hello and to show you all the fun things. And we are bringing the latest darling in the long arm lineup, the quilt hoop frame. And if you can't make it to St. Cloud for that, come on into the store and have a look at it because we have it on the floor. We will be taking it with us to St. Cloud, but come on
Get a
and
chance
give
to
us-
try it.
You get a chance to try it, and of course, trying out the Laura Star if you've never used one or heard about one. Emily will be joining us in the booth, and she will just knock your socks off with how amazing this ironing system can be for you. So that is in June in St. Cloud.
And what we're offering on the Laura Star ironing systems, because who wants to drag an iron around or an ironing board system
Right.
Around the show in St. Cloud, or drag it out to your car or whatever you have to do. So you buy one at the Minnesota show. We're offering free shipping to the lower 48 United States.
Right.
So we will ship it once we get home. We'll ship it to you, and you don't have to drag it around the.
Or try to squeeze it in your car, because some of you take classes and you have your sewing machine and you have your trolleys full of stuff, because I see you when I'm at the hotel hauling all your stuff, and we'll make it easy for you to enjoy that. Oh, and he's bringing us the machine, but shall we?
Yeah, let's talk about the machine. But I do want to say one more thing on the Laura Star. Actually, on June 1st, the prices are being raised on all of
you.
the Laura Star. So for the quilt show, what we have in stock, what we ordered in for the quilt show, will be at the
At
old
the original
pricing.
price.
So
Yay.
it's kind of a double dip with free shipping, and you'll get the lower pricing too.
Right, and of course we're going to have some fantastic long arm deals, and come on, you don't have to wait till June to get those. We still have a week. May 31st is tomorrow, isn't it?
I know.
Oh wait, no, it's not tomorrow. It's Sunday.
No, Saturday is May 31st, all day long.
Oh my gosh, it's coming to an end very soon. All right, so anyway, we
I love that.
we will do long arm pricing now, even though the quilt show isn't for 3 weeks, because we wouldn't want you to miss out on those good things.
And once again, we got a pretty good order in before the tariffs went on. So for what we have in stock, we'll be at the old pricing as well.
Right. All right, so here in front of me is actually a previously loved machine. This is the K475, and you might wonder why somebody who has so few stitches and had so little time would have traded it in, but she traded into a little bit bigger machine. But this is my go-to machine. I love to take it in the camper, because even though I'm outdoors whenever possible, there are those days when it's rainy, and sometimes it's actually snowing when I'm camping, because I camp year round. And also when I go to my mom's, I love to take this little darling with me. But it is a powerful machine. It isn't just a travel machine. It can be your primary machine. It is really the ultimate little creative machine. And this is a previously loved machine. We have it, it's barely been used. Its warranty will continue to you, the new owner. And come on in and take a look. We can't say what the price is because it's still
in the
a current
line.
machine.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful machine, and it comes with a jumbo bobbin.
You
It
get
has
a kind of a
automatic
new machine
scissors.
at a used price, really, truly.
Right.
And what, can you show them the bobbin?
I can show them the bobbin. So
Because that's kind of exciting too.
we have front
for a
loading bobbin,
smaller
which
machine.
is pretty exciting
Yes.
because you don't have to disturb your project to get it out. And it has a jumbo bobbin, which means in this cute little machine, the bobbin capacity is 3 times that of a standard one. It's a jumbo bobbin, beautiful, lots of sewing, less filling. So it's just a great little...
It's just a joy to sew on this.
It is just a joy to sew on this. But it is a nice little machine. It is a limited edition Cape Facet machine. They are becoming more scarce.
Do we even have any of these left in boxes? Maybe one?
I think maybe one.
Yeah. So the new ones are just about gone, and I know they're gone at Bernina. They have been for quite a while.
Right. And actually, I just want to point out, for many smaller machines, there's not a press or foot weight adjustment, and there is one on here. So if you're a garment or a bag sewer, that's really important, and that is on this machine. All right, so that's the Cape 475. Mason would love to see you, and sometimes he guests on the show, right?
He
Like
does,
Marcia,
absolutely.
the other M&M.
Absolutely.
And we have a
he's-
winner.
I'm sure he's got a good deal for you on this one, too. Anyways, the answer is the Eagle. And our winner this time is Deb Pike.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Deb. So the majestic feature, often appliqued to Civil War Union quilts, is the Eagle. So yay for Deb. Now, I have a charm pack here somewheres.
Hold on, we got one more thing to talk about.
Oh, one more thing.
The auction quilts.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we have been doing this now for quite some time, and Marcia and I had a little conversation the other day. And we're taking the summer off from the auction quilt. We're not taking it off forever, but in our store we have these beautiful oak trunks with our retired samples. And rather than auction off a quilt and you have to watch Facebook for the summer when we'd rather you be out gardening or boating or whatever you want to do, we're going to have those retired in the trunks. They're priced. You can look through, pick what floats your boat. See what I did there? Floats your boat.
Gosh, absolutely.
And you can go home with some nice finished samples of your choice. And, watch for our auction quilts to return later.
Well, now with graduation and wedding season, and you don't have time to get it done,
right?
Come and get them here. And I will tell you that a lot of them make their way to the auction here too, and usually the auction they sell for higher than what we've got them priced out there. So.
They do.
So, anyways, we're going to take a break for a little while from the auction quilting.
Yep. So then,
thank you so much for watching till the very end. We have a Benertex charm pack to give away today. This is the Benertex Whisper Weave by Nancy Halverson. Lots of fun colors in that one. So all you have to do is comment in the comments here, and the word today is lake. And we need you to either pick this up in the store or pay for the shipping. Otherwise, just don't comment. But one random winner will be chosen on Friday night, and so you can look to see if you're the winner on our Saturday morning email.
All right.
So I think we are ready to button this up for today.
I think so.
Thank you again so much for joining us here at Pine Needles Quilt and Sew in Rochester, Minnesota. Hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday to kick off the second half of next week with us as well. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll keep you in stitches. Bye-bye.